In the first reading, Micah speaks about someone whose origin is from of old, from ancient times, who will shepherd Israel. His greatness shall reach to the ends of the earth, and his name shall be peace. But he will come only after Israel realizes the consequences of their wrong choices in life. The vine once planted and flourished in the promised land is there no more. From the exile, God's people cry to heaven for salvation. O Shepherd of Israel, come to save us. They hope and pray that God will look down from heaven at their tragic situation and help them. They pray for a new life and a change of heart. God hears their voice, but responds in a surprising way. In past times, Israel thought that sacrifices and offerings could solve the problem of their waywardness, but it could not. Then God came out with something unexpected. Instead of animal sacrifices, a body was prepared for God's beloved Son in the womb of the Virgin Mary. This body will be sacrificed on the cross for our salvation. In this way, Jesus Christ fulfills God's will and frees us all from slavery to sin. The first two chapters of our Bible in Genesis describe the creation of heaven and earth, and the last two chapters in Revelation describe a new heaven and a new earth. The history of salvation takes place in between these 4 chapters. The Old Testament is the book of hope. The people wait for the fulfillment of the promise about the woman and her offspring who would crush the head of the serpent, but get themselves hurt in the process. The Old Testament ends with the book of Malachai, whose last words recall that promise. Yet the one the people so eagerly hoped for had not come. Then, when the fullness of time arrived, and one whose origin is from of old, from ancient times, enters human history, Mary's famous words, "Let it be to me according to your word," opens the way for the Word to become flesh. The prophecy of Micah comes to its fulfillment. The time of waiting is over. The one who was supposed to give birth is with child, and we see her on her way to her cousin. Mary greets Elizabeth with peace, shalom, because the son she carries in her womb is peace. This greeting has an incredible impact. The son of Elizabeth leaps for joy in his mother's womb. Through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, Elizabeth recognizes that Mary is with child, and that the child is her Lord. Finally, she is amazed at the profound trust of the Virgin Mary and calls her blessed. Elizabeth in her old age represents the old covenant. Young Mary represents the new covenant. The son of Elizabeth shall be the last prophet of the old covenant. The son of Mary will establish the new covenant. The woman and her offspring are among us. By bringing her child to Elizabeth, Mary fulfills the hope of the Old Testament and the hope of all humanity. God comes to save us.